Let's move from one wonderful performance to another wonderful and excellent communicator in the house. Now, today we're looking at leveraging social media in 2025 with Victor Jeremiah Oba, a dynamic writer, public speaker, personal and business brand consultant, and a communication strategist with expertise in storytelling, leadership, ideation, copywriting, and social media management. It is great to have you. Once again, you are welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We're still reeling off the effects of our discussion last Monday, and now this is quite wonderful. 2025, social media, leveraging social media. And that's something that, people claim to understand. But, at times things just happen when it comes to social media that are beyond our control. But in some ways, you are saying that we can control quite a lot of things. How can one leverage social media into, get into the new year and all of that?
Wow. I think that's an amazing conversation we're about to have. I'd begin by saying how boundless social media has become. Very boundless. The possibilities of social media has now become very enormous, right? Just with one content, you can be all over Twitter, you can be all over Instagram for a week, right? And so because of the enormous possibilities, it's important, that probably as a business brand or as a personal brand, that you set out your face on the internet. I think one of the gifts of the internet is visibility, right? And so when we learn how to milk the profits of visibility, I'm telling you, you would enjoy social media.
Wonderful. But nobody ever knows that one. You might see somebody that did that thing, one video, and it took the person around. The person might have been doing videos for a very long time. Where does the part of, should I say consistency or being resolute, staying at it for so long, maybe until that, if you don't see that break yet, so like you said, it just comes up one, but an overnight success is not necessarily an overnight success.
Truly.
How does one stay the distance?
I mean, I think I saw this picture, I think it was a throwback of Ashake, and it's just so amazing how that young man has gone through different industries in the same entertainment industry. I saw him doing I think it was a cameraman for someone else.
Wow.
Right? I think when it comes to the internet, there's something I used to say, only those who are consistent are permitted to blow overnight. Right? Until you are consistent, there's no probability that you will blow overnight. And even if you blow overnight without being consistent, it will show after you have blown. Right?
Very true. Because of people that blew, and after many. There are some that even come into mind now.
Right? A lot of them. I mean, for example, if all my content for this week alone, I scheduled it ahead of time. Right? That's just another thing.
Exactly.
Right?
So
scheduling content ahead of time. As a creative person, inspiration will not come every day. Nigeria has been Nigeria has been designed in such a way that it will suck creativity out of you. Right? When you're inside Hold Up, how do you want to think of new songs? Right? But at the end of the day, when creativity comes, there should be a structure and a system where you can trap down knowledge, where you can trap down wisdom. Sometimes that's why I go around with my notepad. I can just see something, it strikes my mind, and I just pen it down, right? So that's another way to stay consistent, making sure that you don't have to depend on how you feel inspiration, or when you feel inspired, rather, right? There are times in your life where you can store that inspiration as a creative person, right? And then you can unleash it as content.
Wonderful. Now, you made mention of scheduling content and all of that, and I'd mentioned that, look, so that means that when the idea comes, just do it. You have those people, the procrastinators. How does one
I was once like that.
In fact, is there any
there is always a beautiful tomorrow for
procrastinate? How does one beat procrastinate? This is now not just only for social media. This is a life lesson that we want to glean from you now. Procrastination as a whole. Because that affects a lot of people. You have some people, let me not post now, or let me not shoot now. There's always that tomorrow that seems better than today.
One of the reasons I stopped procrastinating, especially as a creative mind, was always because when ideas come, the qualities of ideas can drop when you don't act on them immediately. So it's like you get a sentence in your mind and it's bam, and you don't pen it down, and you're like, you know what, I'll talk about it later. I'll write about it later. When it is time for you to now write it, you now see that it's not as bam as it was when it came, right? The sentences had been broken up in your mind, right? So one of the ways I think it's easy, like I said, always carrying around you a system where you can trap down inspiration when it comes, right? And also, one of the also beautiful things about procrastination also is when you are alone, it's easy for you to always procrastinate. But when you give people the authority to consistently check up on you, how far that your content, have you done it? When are you going to put up that your content?
I mentioned this last week.
Last week,
a circle.
You know, I thought we said we're going to the studio.
Exactly.
Right? When are we going to the studio? When are we shooting this video?
If you have those kind of people, you don't know what you have. Oh.
I'm telling you.
Until when you don't see them and you have to, I used to tell somebody, say, when you have a mentor, someone that inspires, someone that can check on you. Not all of us that have it. Some of us are the ones checking on other people. But when you can have that kind of a person, don't throw those kind of people away. Don't act on those kind of things.
Truly. Especially when you have people like that that are also going to the same direction. Right? When you have when you have creatives as friends, it's always easy for you to stay creative. Right? Because just conversations, I tell people there are a lot of content hidden in conversations. Right?
Very true.
When you are in conversations with fellow creatives, there's a lot of content. There's a lot of ideation, you know, while having conversations with you.
So just find time to hang around them, and just on a regular.
Regular, yes.
Right. When we've done all of this, you've put it out there, you know, and like you said, you are consistent. You've beaten procrastination. You are consistent. You are doing everything. What is now the final thing? Because is it everybody that is consistent as we procrastination that we make it or that we blow? It does not seem like it's everybody.
It doesn't seem like it's everybody. It doesn't seem like
what's that? Is there a final thing? Is there anything that can help ensure that can help you maybe get to there faster after you've done these ones?
So I'd say this: enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. Make sure that what makes you do it is because of how good you are at it. Right? Make sure that what makes you do it is how good you are at it. I'll give an example. I've always told people, don't wait for 1 million followers. If you have 10 followers, look for ways where you can really entertain 10 followers and inspire them, right? One of the things that changed my mind recently was when someone said, you know, do you know what it means to have 100 followers? It means you have 100 people in a room listening to you speak. That's another way to see it. Someone can say, oh, I have just 100 followers. Well, that's 100 people following you. I mean, it takes a lot for someone to decide to press the follow button to consistently listen to your content, right? So I think one of the things, there might not necessarily be one major thing that you have not done, but I would always advise, make sure that you have content that is globally accepted, right? Make sure that you have content that someone from Ghana, someone from South Africa, someone from London, someone from US can read or watch and be like, okay, this is good. And relate with. It doesn't necessarily have to be that you have the biggest of gadgets, you know. I've seen people who have all the gadgets, but there's no inspiration, right? And we can always deceive ourselves to say, I'm just waiting to buy one camera like this. Once I buy camera like this, you know, I'm going to shoot so many short films. And meanwhile, when the camera comes, you still struggle to create, right? So with what you have, how much have you done with what you have, right? So it's very important, just like I've said, to enjoy the journey of your creative process. You know, enjoy social media. You're going to be meeting a lot of people. You're going to be stumbling on opportunities, right? So it's very important to enjoy the phase of it in and of itself. Enjoying the journey more than what the journey brings to you.
Thank you very much. That was quite something. And it's been a pleasure you giving us this insights.
Thank you so much.
Okay, well, that's it. Hope you're able to pick up one or two things there. We'll take a time and now stay with us. We have our final discussion coming up next.